Hey, Lakers family, what if the night we feared turns into the blueprint we needed? What if the adjustment we've been postponing becomes the exact switch that unlocks cleaner offense, tighter rotations, and a calmer fourth quarter? And what if the most important possession of the season isn't a buzzer beater at crypto, but the very next one in practice, when roles shift and the system hardens without one colossal piece? Here's my deal with you. I'm going to lay out what really changes on both ends, who takes on load, where the spacing bends, and how J.J. Redick can keep this thing on rails without panic. I'll talk timelines, matchups, and why the right kind of patience right now isn't passive. It's aggressive, targeted, and winning. Stick with me, because the headline you're expecting shows up later. First, we map the fix. If you're new here, welcome to Lakers News Fan Report, where I cut through noise and give you the plan like we're sitting courtside with the playbook open. Hit that like so the algorithm actually shows this to Lakers Nation. Jump into the comments with your lineup ideas. And let's go. I start from the only truth that matters in October. Identity beats vibes. This roster has star gravity, a legit on-ball maestro, and enough secondary creation to punish lazy help. But our margin is built on habits, not highlights. The way we string stops together, two clean stunt and recover possessions, into a late clock contest decides whether we're hunting seeding or hunting answers by Thanksgiving. Now, offensively, the spine is obvious. Luka Doncic orchestrates pace on his terms, manipulate the nail help, drag the big into indecision, then sling the skip to weak side shooters who actually stay ready. That's our organizing principle. Around that, Austin Reeves thrives as a second side reader catch. Rip, probe two dribbles, find the short roll or snake to a floater. DeAndre Ayton, for all the discourse, gives you a screen that actually jolts a defender and a soft touch finish that punishes stay-home coverages. The goal is simple: reduce empty trips, lift our floor of outcomes, and make the offense feel inevitable instead of improvisational. And yes, Ayton's 2-year commitment matters because it lets us build reps without rental anxiety. Defensively, we have to be honest with ourselves. This team wins championships if it lives in the top third on that end. That means point-of-attack discipline, backline communication, and zero free runs at the rim. Marcus Smart is still a connector on that timeline. He calls coverages early, baits sloppy passes, and creates those quiet turnovers that never hit a headline but steal a game. Jared Vanderbilt's health and motor add switch elasticity. The young wings, Dalton Knecht, Jake LaRavie, aren't here to be saviors. They're here to execute rules and keep the weak side on a string. It's not sexy. It's how May basketball breathes. So what actually shifts in the short term? 3 things. First, the ball is even more heliocentric than usual. Pace is dictated by matchup, not emotion. We slow down when we want a surgical possession. We sprint when a cross match hands us a mismatch in transition. Second, the spacing toggles. With Ayton screening more, we punish deep drop with pocket passes and nail cuts, then force a binary choice on help, concede corner threes, or give up floaters. Third, rotation cadence. Reeves anchors second units as the primary initiator earlier in quarters to stabilize the non-Luka minutes, while Smart's minutes are staggered to close halves with defensive control. Now, the elephant in the room, the thing the whole league is watching, the medical update that just hit. The Lakers have confirmed Lebron James is dealing with sciatica on his right side. He will miss opening night and is expected to be reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. Translation: he's out at least the first handful of games, and the timeline depends on how his body responds, not our schedule. That immediately reframes the start of our season. Opening night against the Warriors is now a chemistry test without the league's most complete front court problem solver. And while calendar talk is boring, it matters. Missing the opener and the first week plus means our early record will be earned by structure, not star power. The upside? Hardened habits, because when you don't have the cheat code, you build systems that hold under pressure. That pays off later. Before anyone demands fireworks, let me be clear. Sciatica is not a tough-it-out injury. It's nerve irritation. The range of good and bad days is real, and the medical staff's job is to protect long-term outcomes. Rushing for symbolism in October is how you lose May. The plan should be conservative and logical. Build the shell. Stash wins with execution, and hand LeBron a well-oiled machine when he's backdot. So how do we get those stash wins? First lever, Luka 8 in high screen, empty corner variations. We drag the low man out with a dummy cutter, then make the weak side tagger choose between giving up the pocket or shoot his feet set. Reeves lives in that window. He's at his best throwing to a 14-foot touch shot or skipping to the corner once the tag commits. Second lever, Smart as the early clock presser. Hit handoff to Reeves, fake rescreen, and suddenly Luka catches with a tilted shell. It's small geometry, big payoff. Third lever, Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura toggling the four. Rui gives you score and gravity on the weak side. Vando gives you the disruptor who kills a star's first read. Choose the matchup. Don't let the matchup choose you. Lineup notes I like right now. Luka Reeves neck Rui Ayton. To start against drop-heavy teams, with Smart and early to pressure guards who love rejecting screens. Versus switchy, switch to deny teams. I want Smart and earlier to force on-ball reps away from Luka and keep him fresh for high-leverage possessions. The second unit becomes a values test. Can we win 6 minutes by not beating ourselves? Quick answer, yes. If we keep turnover percentage below 12, own the defensive glass, and hit 1 to 2 scheme threes per quarter. Defensively, I'm circling 3 rules. 1. Top lock elite movement shooters and live with the back cut as long as the weak side low man arrives on the dotted line. 2. Show bodies early to drivers, then recover in a straight line, no rounded closeouts, no gambling at the nail. 3. Force mid-range pull-ups on isolation possessions instead of clean rim paths. Smart thrives when he can dictate footwork. Let him. Vanderbilt's job is to erase second options. Trust him on switches and keep the help small. Now about roles in LeBron's absence. Reeves isn't replacing anything. He's amplifying what he already does. Expect more Spain actions with him as the back screener to create confusion, then a quick pop for a 3 if his man helps too deep. Rui becomes more than a finisher. Give him early post touches to punish cross matches and keep the defense honest. Next green light should be structured, not frantic corner relocation. Second side pull-ups when the clock is under 8. Aiden's job is non-negotiable. Set the best screen on the floor every trip. Run to the rim like a wide receiver and own the glass. If he averages 2 illegal screens a night because he's setting real contact, we live with it. It means defenders feel him. Coaching note, J.J. Redick has talked about information. Density installing enough offense to be unpredictable without overwhelming roles. That's why I expect simpler packages early 2-action sets with built-in counters, so we can duplicate them at playoff speed later. It's not about the size of the playbook. It's about how cleanly we can execute the 12 actions that actually decide series. And yes, that clarity matters more without LeBron on the floor to solve every late clock problem by force of IQ. Rotation. Pressure always exposes your bench. Here's where I lean. Don't chase microwave variants. Chase low-mistake basketball. If the second unit keeps the opponent under 1.06 points per possession and breaks even on glass, Luka closes quarters with a lead. That's how you bank wins while the big piece heals dot now. A quick detour that's still part of this. Aiden's arrival in L.A. wasn't a social media rumor. It was a roster decision with a purpose. Size, screening, touch, and defensive rebounding are a boring quartet until you remember every great playoff possession begins with the other team failing to get a clean second shot. His 2-year structure means we're building continuity, not renting. That matters in October because it buys us patience in February. Let's address the fear. Without LeBron, do we hemorrhage defense at the forward spots? Only if our closeouts get lazy. The way you protect your wings isn't by discovering a superhero. It's by tightening rotations so the first mistake doesn't become 5. Smart and Vando handle the first line. Aiden and the back line erase the rim. Shooters get chased off the line with top foot angles instead of flybys. It's technique and trust. Get those two right, and you can win ugly, a very useful skill in the first 2 weeks of a season. When the big guy is back, the reintegration has to be intentional. I want controlled minutes with preset clusters, 8-minute bursts with Luka, 4-minute stints without, all with an emphasis on handoffs that get him downhill without grinding through bodies. The medical staff will own the timeline. The coaching staff must own the context, what combinations he plays in, what coverages he sees, and how much initiation he should shoulder before the All-Star break. None of this is radical. It's professional. All right, this is the moment. The news that reframes the month is simple and sobering. Lebron is sidelined for the start of the season. Reevaluation in 3 to 4 weeks and no artificial rush. He misses the opener against Golden State. The next checkpoint is medical, not media. That's the reality. Our job as fans is to judge the plan, not the panic. My plan for the next stretch. If I'm drawing it up, target a 60 to 63 possession defensive identity. Limit lead ball turnovers to under 10 per game. And win the free throw math by putting pressure on the rim through Luka Aiden actions. Keep the rotation at 9 unless foul trouble forces a 10th. Ask Smart to absorb the toughest guard assignment nightly, and let Reeves navigate the secondary creator role without squeezing his efficiency. Rui's floor should be 12 field goal attempts. Vanderbilt's target is 5 deflections a night. These are controllables. Do them, and .500 or better in this window is not just live. It's likely. Now I want you in this with me. Do you prefer a conservative October slow tempo, grind the half court, or do you want to run and live with variance while LeBron heals? Do you give Neck more leash to test his range early, or keep him on a tight root tree? Would you stagger Smart and Reeves more to ensure one organizer is on the floor at all times, even if it costs some starter continuity? Drop me your blueprint in the comments and tell me the one principle you refuse to compromise while we weather this stretch. My concise read. The injury is frustrating, but the path forward is clear. This is about execution density, not heroics. Let Luka's tempo and Aiton's bruising screen stabilize the offense. Let Smart and Vando set the defensive tone. Let Reeves run the second unit like a grown-up. Then hand a humming machine back to LeBron when the nerve calms down. You don't chase October banners, you build a made team. If you got value here, help the channel. Like, subscribe, and turn on alerts so you don't miss the next breakdown. I'll keep the updates fast, the film clean, and the cap logic honest. We ride together through this stretch, and when 23 is back, we'll be ready to talk matchups with receipts.